This right here is the crispiest beer batted fish you will ever put in your mouth. Don't believe me? I just want you to hear it for yourself. I'm Mandi Sarro. Welcome to yet another episode of Miss Mandi Throwdown, where we're going to be throwing down beer batted fish. Like I said, today we're going to be making the crispiest beer batted fish you've probably never put in your mouth, okay? And we're not going to be doing it in the air fryer. For this, you have to honor the one thing, which is dip that thing in some oil. So we're going to be deep frying our beer batted fish, which is going to be next level. Let me run you down through the ingredients so that you can write it down if you want to, or you can simply check out my description box with all the details. We have a fish fillet right here. I'm using Nile Patch. You can use any type of fish, be it snapper, be it tilapia, whichever one you got on hand, you can be able to do it. I have my flours here, all-purpose flour, corn flour, and a little bit of baking powder. And for my spice mix, it's epic. I have garlic powder, curry powder, onion powder, cayenne pepper, and salt. If you're not a lover of heat, definitely replace the cayenne pepper with paprika. The cayenne pepper just adds a little bit of kick and the color is absolutely beautiful. I also have my beer here as well, and for my beer I'm using a lighter beer. If you do decide to go for, a beer that's not light, that's your choice. I would say highly avoid the darker beers. Don't do that. Now that you know the list of the ingredients that we have, let's go ahead and start up mixing up our batter. And then add in our all-purpose flour, corn flour. The corn flour actually helps add the extra crunch that you're looking for. If you don't have corn flour, it's fine, but highly recommend. And our spices. We're gonna take the whisk. We're gonna be using the whisk actually to mix the dry ingredients really well together. And this batter mix, people usually switch it up. You can add Italian herbs if you would like to, some oregano, or whatever, tickles your fancy. Now that we've mixed this really, really well, I'm gonna go ahead and season the fish. So I think it's very important to season your fish even before you actually add it into the batter and everything else. It just really helps everything. Trust me on this. So making sure I'm just coating it really well with the salt on each side. And just make sure your batter itself, the amount of salt that you add isn't too much. Now that we've salted the fish, all I'm going to be doing is dusting it with a little bit of flour. Now, for those of you who are wondering, okay, I'm gluten-free, what kind of flour could I use? You could still use corn flour or go ahead and use oat flour, which is basically take your oats, blitz them up, turn it into flour, and you can actually use it to coat your fish and get it to a great crispy level, and it will be gluten-free. Now that we've dusted our fish with flour, what we're going to do now is mix in beer. Looking for a thickish type of consistency actually. And that's why you want to use a whisk. I know there's some of you who are not crazy about beer, or you can't cook with beer. You can always use sparkling water. It will help to create the same type of effect the beer would. And just make sure that your batter has no lumps in it actually. So you just kind of want to go through it really well. Now that we've mixed our batter, we're going to go ahead and add cooking oil into our pan to get that hot before we dip the fish into here. So let's do that. Breaking news. I know you're probably thinking you want to make this fish with the air fryer. Don't do that. Do not do that. It's going to stick in your goddamn air fryer, and you're probably going to leave a comment saying, oh my God, Maddie. So do not do that. If you want a great air fried fish fillet recipe, check out my cookbook, The Melting Pot. There's a link below. let's get back into this crispy fish.
I'm gonna go ahead and add in the oil. We're gonna be taking the fish. Really well both sides. Just make sure it's well coated. So I usually use my wooden spoon to check how hot the oil is, and you can see the bubbles. Now the hack here is you're gonna take the fish and actually like bang it on the side so the excess batter can drip off. And then you're just gonna let that magic happen. Do the same thing to all of them. Just dab it onto the sides to let the excess batter go. Place it in there. So we've been frying the fish. As you can see, it's been getting crispy on the edges. So I'm just gonna move it around to see if it's ready to move, and then we're gonna flip it. So I usually like my fish crispy, like I mentioned. So sometimes I just flip it over so that the other side cooks as well to a crisp. And now that our fish is ready, we're gonna take it out and set it aside onto some napkins, and then it's time to serve.
Let me just say, putting together this meal has been such a delight for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed all the tips and little nuggets that I've shared throughout this video. Again, I'm going to say it one more time. Use your air fryer and I'm going to pop up in your house. Do not do that. And if you have any doubts that sparkling water will deliver these results, trust me, I'm going to need for my videographer to confirm. Kama ako nyeri?
Inaweza.
Inaweza. So, trust me, check out the measurements and all the details to all the nitty-gritties in the description box. In the meantime though, before I wrap up this video, I just want to say I want to dig in so that you can see things up close. So, this is the best part of my job. This is the best part of my job, right? Very sensual. Very sensual. Just and don't forget to serve it up with my cilantro sauce if you're wondering what that recipe is. It's also linked in the description box below. I like to Isn't this why we came? For this. The crunch. The moistness. It's all happening in my mouth. With this cilantro sauce, oh my god, this is so good. That right there was such a sumptuous bite. I want you to enjoy it as well. If you love fish fillets and you're curious on how to achieve this recipe, this video was just for you, baby, okay? I want you to throw this down. If you know somebody who loves fish fillets, share with them this video and have them throw it down. The hashtag to use once you throw it down is Miss Mandi Throwdown. That's my handle on Instagram as well. I'm gonna see the deliciousness that's gonna be happening in your mouth, okay? Courtesy of this video. Until the next video though, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if the tips and the tricks came through for you. And if you have any doubts if sparkling water will deliver on this baby, you're in for a surprise because it's definitely going to do that. Don't forget to check the description box for all the details. In the meantime though, let me go eat some more of this deliciousness. You stay delicious.